Buddy, welcome back to Manor and Brass, episode 17. With me, Sid, who can't seem to walk in a straight line even when I've got a perfectly good straight line to walk. Last episode we got up to big tier increase. That was it, the episode before, I can't remember. And I've been kind of faffing around trying to figure out where I want to go next. And I would like to push into Britannia a little more than we have. So the problem with that is currently my Britannia setup is this, which, it's all right. I was just experimenting with comparators and redstone pools because I'm trying to figure out a way to turn things off, but I'm not sure if I even need to bother to be honest, not if I can get the system I want to get going. So, first things first, I built myself a little hole underneath here, and this is where I want to build my mana setup for Britannia, and then push the mana up here and use some of the sparks, if I remember rightly, and stuff like that. It's been a while since I did Britannia in any angle, so that's a good thing. There's some really good stuff in Britannia, really useful stuff. Certainly the ability to transmute one material into another. So if I ever get stuck for, I don't know, say leather, I can transmute rotten flesh into it or something like that. So that's all good. But my plans for Britannia involve a certain amount of investment into Create, and I haven't made a great deal of headway in Create either. So before I can start playing with Britannia, I need to start pushing my way into and get up my infrastructure so I can do a Create thing. Get some of the basics going, the sheets, brass sheets, all the basic stuff like that. And there's a few bits and pieces we need to automate for that. But to do that, we need a place to automate them. We need to work out how we're going to automate them and things. I added the third ship, by the way, which is just one of those little pirate ships, but I took the sails off and rolled them up. So I've changed some of the barrels on there, not done a major amount of work on it, but we've got some stuff going, and I've also done the path down. I've done a little market area here. That's the foundation for one building, that's the foundation for another building. We've got room for maybe 3 more ships if I want to really cram them in. I might not want to go, so there's a ship at every bay. And I started playing around with putting some cargo on the actual piers themselves. So nothing major, but we need to get ourselves sorted. Now, before I build my little Create factory, and it is only going to be small, it's not going to have a huge amount of things, it's just going to have I need obviously a plate stamp, I need a mixer with a blaze burner. I'm going to probably need to automate andesite casings and brass casings, and probably precision mechanisms, because I do need a mechanical arm for that. I think everything in terms of the actual system can be done off of a single water wheel, because I don't think my mana generation system is going to be overly complex. Well, it's not going to be overly power intensive. This was left for us. This was from Zephyr. It contains all of the seeds and an anointing paste from Enchanted. I'm not entirely sure what you use that for, but this is basically the witchery mod, and we will get into that, so thank you, Zephyr. I have got a number of those seeds, but I don't think I've got all of them yet. And what I have done down here, and I'm having some real problems with these guys, is I got myself a whole bunch of masons. The issue I have is they're not refreshing their trades. Now this guy is So what I'm wondering is if they have fixated on somebody else's workstation. Because I'm going to need bricks. This factory needs bricks. But these, I don't know what's going on with them. Similar. Oh, this guy has actually done his things. So we'll get this guy upgraded. This guy has only got Frostwalker and Bane of Arthur turds. He needs to be gone. Don't mind if I do. Always like a few lanterns. Oh, glass tray. Again, I don't mind a bit of glass. Oh, wow. You are really not going very far at all, are you? You've got nothing. I think this guy's probably going to end up taking a bath, a hot bath early hot bath. You've refreshed, so that's good. You've done some brickage. This guy still refusing. Oh, that's the... I was sat wondering who was... And these guys still refusing, and it is bloody infuriating. And I don't know why they are not doing that. That may be enough though, so let's just take those for now and just do that. So let's go and get some more materials together. Off to the storeroom, where we will pop that down. And you see, bricks obviously can be used in the traditional sense of the word to make bricks, and they're a bit dull, a bit boring, a little bit uninteresting really. However, you can create these Deco Dean bricks, for example, and if I can just come back here and go look at the rest uses, sorry, there's a red one, there is a black one which you can use to make black bricks. I don't want to go there. The red one is a little bit too red for my taste. White is probably a little too white for my taste. Similar blue, not really. In fact, let's just have a look at the Dean, shall we? Dean is the one I liked, and that's the yellow. And then they have mossy, which you can just create without any moss, so even better. Correct. You need to cook. So all we need for that is yellow. I've got yellow dye. Let's have a look at dandelions, because I tend to pick up a fair amount of those. Yes, of course we do. So that's all good. And we can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. And create a bunch of those, which we can then turn into bricks. And bricks, and if I need more, we can get more. I may do another bunch actually, because let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. Get some more dandelions. And do the same again. Bang those through, and we'll get those over to this. So that's pretty straightforward. I think I'm going to just cook half of a stack. So yeah, a simple building, nothing too extravagant. Interesting. Oh, blast furnace. Okay. Well, I need 4 of those. Why not got a blast furnace in here? That's shocking. Okay, let me go and find a blast furnace then. Doo-doo. There's probably one in here. Or 2, perhaps even. So just pop those down for now. Stick half of that there, half of that there. Get those cracky. That's all good. This stuff here, scoria, I would like to make into, well, again, we've got we can do like a brownie colour, or we can do a black. Let's have a look at ink for starters. Take those, take a stack of that, and make that. Let's do 2 stacks in, as that's what I've got. I've just been collecting the odd thing. I'm not entirely sure if this is the right block, but we've got this stuff and I think it will look quite spiffy. We can take the rest as is and leave the rest over here, and then glass. I wanted this one, which you just do through stone cutting. So that's nice and easy. Or do I prefer that one? Maybe that one actually. And you can be made into presumably panes. I'm gonna. Yes, that's fine. Right. That should be those. There's the cracked ones. That should give me a bunch of that. Let's take you over, head over to Port Valentine, where we're going to start by marking out a chunk boundary, because I want to be able to chunk load the entire building. So again, bring this over this side. Oops, let me try the right button, shall we? There we go. And I think this is where I want to. So let me just mark these corners. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. So this particular layout here, and this is the edge line there. So from the point of view of the building, I'm just going to come here and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, and from here it's going to be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1. Then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 1. And I have kind of built this building in creative, but rather than copy it over and then spend time running around making bricks and, you know, doing everything that was necessary for this to work, I think I preferred to do this. So let's take our cut scoria and go here, 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and 1. 1, and that's going to have to come down because there, and then 1, 2, 3, and 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, and 1. 2, 3, and 1. So pretty simple shape to start off with, just like that. Now I'm going to pop these blocks back down because just because really. I'll sort these ones out that are visible from the side in a moment, and that will change, and that will all change as well. Lovely. Right, to grab some of you, we're going to start off with this, just coming around like so. However, we're then going to have a 1, a 2, and a 3, then 2. So this will be, well, the edge, obviously. And I think we can go, again, we'll sort out these bricks here that are standing proud in a moment, because this is not necessarily going to be here, but that is going to be like a sofa now. Come a couple there, then actually go 1 there, that like that. That works. Not a lot of windows on this level. Now the question is, am I going to need a lot more of this brick? And the answer is probably yes, but I don't know until, you know what it's like when you start building. You're never sure exactly how much you're going to need. Let's go like that. That works to start off with. And then we take our scoria blocks, come around like so. Now, somewhere abouts, I believe I should have some mangrove wood as well, which I've been out searching for well springs actually, but I don't want to get into that this particular episode just because it looks like a pretty big rabbit hole, and consequently I wanted to leave it until we were ready to cope with that particular rabbit hole, because how do I put it, there's things in it that don't make perfect sense. Right, I should have some mangrove because I found some when I was out. Yeah, I did. Good. And the mangrove is a particularly nice wood because it's white, like that. Actually, no, I don't. Do I want a window there? Oh, I can always fill it in later if I don't want it, can't I? Let me turn you into plankage and pop a roof on this thing. So far, nothing earth-shaking, just a palette which is not necessarily the best colour palette in the world, but I wanted something that looks a little bit industrial without being too dark and dingy. And for now I'm going to pop a torchlight there like so, and we're going to come out here and do the same. And then from this side, which is going to be a slight departure from what I did before, Yeah, we will keep the window on then, that's fine. We shall do this. So we can wander up onto the top. Lovely. Taking this, we're going to do 1, 2, 3. And we're going to continue on with the walls up here. Very simple. And nothing too adventurous. Or nothing too outlandish, certainly. We will need to work out where we want windows again. But again, nothing new there either. But I need a little bit more material. So that's that. I do need to grab, I don't know what I've got. Let me just check what I've got in my backpack. And how much of it I've got. More importantly, if I've got the right stuff, probably not. Andesite is where I want to be, and andesite is where I am not. So yeah, let's well, let me just continue building here and we'll come back to in a moment. Alright, well, the wheels are in. Don't ask where the water comes from, because it's the same place that the magic comes from, okay? If we're playing a game where magic and the likes is routinely accepted, then so can mystical appearing water be universally accepted as well. Do want to just bring that out a little bit though. Like so. I don't like these flat surfaces too much. But again, the water wheels are in, nothing fancy. We've got that going on there, and when I get back up the top, I'll drape a little bit of dirt over these edges. And eventually we'll get these turned into cliff sides as well, so it looks more, you know, in keeping with what I've done on the other side of the building. However, for the time being, I have a little bit of this left and a little bit of that left, so let's see, what can I do with you? I can turn you into I just want Dean brick vertical slabs. There we go. And wow, not a lot of choice there. So we'll just do that. That will give me a little bit of leeway just to break up this side edge a wee bit. Want it to look a little bit worn, you know, not pristine. And similarly, that is not going to work actually. It needs to be somewhere like this. Just to give you that impression of the odd bit of imperfection. And then I need a floor in there and a roof on the top and some glass. And we can call the basic structure complete. Needless to say, the rest of the structure is away from it. So let me just ditch all of that for now. Oh, I needed the andesite, didn't I? Or at least some of the andesite. because I would like the andesite to be... Let's just do half of those for starters. Right, let me get a roof up and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so we've got the basics in. And I mean, it is really basic. Needs some more detailing about the place, some bush, some, you know, texturing of the landscape around it. We need to bring the road out over here, so we've got space to do something with this bit. Columns are still okay, which is always good. And internally we've got a big old space here, which is, and that's where the water wheels are going around. Are they maximum efficiency? Probably not. Do they need to be? Probably not. Up here, another space, we've got a kind of a double peaked factory roof with some glass skylights in it. Again, nothing fancy. Little bit of decoration in terms of some shutters and stuff, but you know, keeping it really basic. However, now we need to go start playing with create, because we need to bring some power in. We need to make some things with some things and some things and alternate things, and you know, lots of things basically. So yeah, there's still a long way to go. However, that lot can all go away for now. Right, so what do we need? See, I've already got that, so I don't need one of those. Millstone would actually be used, but we're going to need to integrate you into it. Not sure whether I'll do anything more complicated than just power it and just use it manually, but we're definitely going to want some, let me think my way through this. I need shafts. I've only got 4 of those. I need alloy of andesite variety, and we're going to need a lot more alloy of the andesite variety, so let me make a lot more alloy of the andesite variety. That's probably nowhere near enough, but we'll make a few more shafts, and then we are going to need gears. Sorry, we're going to need cogs, which we should be able to make half a dozen of those. I don't think we'll need many more than that in the first instance. And we are going to need some way to throttle up the thing for the mixer, because the mixer's not going to have enough power from the water wheels. That may be something for later. What about belts? I probably need some belts. I'm definitely going to need some andesite alloy hoof for what's-my-jigs. Probably, let's make 10 of those, because you're never sure. I'm never certain where the best amount of options there for you. So that's that. We're going to do chain drives. Chain drives. I need chain drives, which is simple enough. Andesite casings and nuggets. So stripped and andesite alloy, isn't it? That should be enough to start off with, I feel. And if we grab enough of this to start, so we definitely want you with us. That's a must. We'll take all of that as well. Yeah, don't need any of that. Can I search by create mod? I can. Probably want some of those at some point. Shoots, maybe. Redstone links, possibly, but I'm not going to get too precious about that. Brass ingots, yes. Anything else that we desperately need with us? Iron. Let me just take half a stack. I must have a word with Frost and see if he's happy enough for me to borrow some more iron at some point. Because he's got an iron farm. I don't. Very, very single economics there. It's not a particularly big iron farm, just does the job, you know, but it's chunk loaded and therefore constantly producing. So, what am I going to do first? Well, the first thing I need to do is transmit the power from downstairs and upstairs, but that looks alright. It does not look like a bad building. It's got most of what I want out of it. Well, as I say, we'll spruce it up later. However, we need to make... Now this probably won't make a huge amount of sense, but that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Before I do that, chain drives. So that will yeah, question. I think I was one further along on my original design. It's not the end of the world, but it will make life a little bit more tricky, because my original plan was to do that, and then you have your conveyor coming along here and into a barrel there with a andesite funnel on it. However, not to worry. Oh, bomb. The downside to having a pickaxe for a hand, well, if I've got that selected, it is anyway. Right, and then we take the last 3, and so that transmits the power to both floors comfortably. And if we are... No, we're not clever. We're not clever enough to try that. One of the things we can do is we can throw a few cogs, like the oak cogs, onto the outside to give a nice little effect. We're not going to do that right away. That has no real function. So the first thing we need is... If I were to bring the chain drive this way, what would... I can't do that though, can I? Because it's in a direction. Unless we do that. Yes, that will work. I don't know whether I need 2 this way, but let's put 2 in anyway, just for the hell of it, because it's relatively inexpensive. Grab myself some scaffolding dirt. Let's go. Oh, and while I'm at it, give me that. thought that was how you made. Hang on. Let me check my cog recipe. Big cog. Oh, no, okay. It's not that at all. It's... Oh, come on. I know I can convert you back into planks. No, it's not that, of course. Come on. Get with the program. You just looked at the recipe. Right, let's... So if I grab... That takes and transmits the power there. Now I could do the same down here, but it's a bit more tricky because of the way that works. But we can throw a big cog on there, and just while we're decorating, there we go. That just gives it a little bit of something going on outside, movement, animation, if you like. Now, next stupid question. How do I do that here? Again, we could do something similar but on the inside. Which then will go nicely there. I don't know. Again, it doesn't have to have the most sense to this. It's more important that it looks right. It's going the wrong way. Damn it. Actually, it's fine. It is fine. That will go there. That will go there like that. And you know, if push comes to shove, I can just throw stuff on the conveyor belt and it will do its thing. Not clean, but it works. However, I do want to bring power over to the other side as well, and we probably want to bring power down to the end at some point, so let's just take that out. If I pop that there, then we can do that, can't we? Then we need a couple of barrels. One there, one there. We're going to pop that on there, we're going to pop that on there, we'll get a table to go underneath that, and that's our stamping setup done. It's not fast, it's not powerful, it's not big, it's not clever, it's just a thing. Can I? I can. Oh, and it doesn't actually consume the block. That's interesting. Can I do anything with that outside? Do I want to do it? No, I don't really want to do anything with that outside, to be honest. Okay. So, what do I need for a speed? There you go. I need a precision mechanism, which requires me to make multiple deployers, cog and thing, and we do that 5 times on a gold sheet to do that. So that's fine. I can probably achieve that. Well, first things first, I need to achieve a cleaner inventory. Let me get rid of a little bit of this for now. So if I want a deployer, I mean, I'm going to want deployers anyway. I'm going to want a precision mechanism maker eventually, but a deployer requires an electron tube. An electron tube requires me to sand rose quartz. Okay, I'm going to go and make some of this stuff. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Could do with a chimney, I think. Everything needs chimneys. Right, let me just go and sort out the stuff for a deployer, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I've made the deployer. I'm just making some gold sheets. I'm going to reuse this temporarily, and I think I can quite easily replicate either of these across the other side. However, I've done some gold sheets. I will pop that in. Oops, no, I will pop that lot in there, and we are going to take you out, and we're going to pop you in. Like that. It is a deployer, so if I take the precision mechanism, goes small, big, ingot, and there's a chance that it won't work, and I need not to do that as well. No, come on. I wonder whether I'm better off with a hopper feeding into that to start off with. Then I can just put the item in. That might be easier. I have also made myself something I should have made myself a long time ago. It's not going to help me a great deal because it has quite a long cooldown, but for things like this where I have to quickly throw a hopper together, man, my inventory already. Right, let's go back over here. I can walk this one way, it just saves me a little bit of travelling backwards and forwards, and I don't want to put more waystones down if I can avoid it, because it gets messy. But yeah, it's looking okay. Right, this will at least sort this out. Again, this is real janky stuff. Ultimately, we want a machine to do most of this stuff, but for now, we'll take you, pop you in. Now you're in the deployer, and we can pop you in there. And then we can take the big cog, and that can go in there. And then we can take the iron ingot. No? Why not? Does it have to be the spruce version? Ah, bugger. Let's take that out of there then. See what happens if I do it now. If it works with the spruce version, I know I need to basically go and get the spruce equivalent. Yes, it does. Okay, do I have any spruce? Big fat probably not is the answer to that. Spruce, if I were spruce, where would I be? Not there, that's where I'd be. Right, we made a start on that, that's fine. So I can have a look in here. I've got a little bit of stripped spruce. Let's just do the whole lot then, shall we? Oh, I need more of you. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Nope. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Let's try that again, shall we? Right. So armed with that, we can go and pop that in and then that in. Take that. And I'm just going to do this manually now. Ultimately, we know we can automate this. There's no great rush to automate it. Progress 3 of 15. Off we go. Okay, right, I'll be back once I've got the precision mechanism done. Back in a mo. Alright, I have my precision mechanism. I've dumped everything off here that I might as well leave you here. Actually, the only time that's relevant is here. I would like to throw 4 of these. So I'll put the press back in. I'd like 4 iron sheets. Just because. No, not just because. There is a good reason. We're going to go and make a blaze burner because we're going to need one of those. And I'm going to bring the power. I think I'm going to get some more spruce, and I'm going to try, although I'm going to have to knock out this conveyor belt and bring the power underneath and put the rotational speed controller here to bring the power up. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do this. I may even do it again like this, but with power coming through the wall, so you'll have that about there. So the obvious way to do that would be with another sprocket there and then bring it underneath the ground there. But I need those, and we need to go to my storeroom where we're going to take a piece of netherrack and these 4 things to get an empty blaze burner, and then we are going to take our lives in our hands. I have not big life in hand stuff, you know, this is not the no, I can turn that lighting off for now. I know I've got the lighting. We're going to head over to our blaze well, gas nether roof, no. Blaze spawner. Come on then, gentlemen. I think if I get rid of that, it'll be faster. And let's do that. And bonk. They hurt more when they actually get a hit on you. Just go back straight to here. Okay, so I need a spruce. It's not like I haven't got levels to spare. Spruce, let me grab that. Spruce, got everything else maybe. Well, we'll work it out. We are going to go back over here. And let me make some andesite alloy. Well, I've got andesite alloy. Let's strip some spruce and do some things. But what do I need for the speed controller again? That's probably a good idea, isn't it? To check what you actually need. Oh, it's just a brass casing, which is just brass on a piece of stripped spruce. Right, that I can manage. No. However, I will need you. Love this. This is a mod. This should be vanilla. You know, there's no doubt in my mind that the ability to strip logs either like that or by sticking them in your up your snout, up your hooter, whatever. Yeah, I don't probably need to carry those so much now. The ability to do that would be great. Whether we get that, of course, well, that's another matter entirely, isn't it? However, rotational speed controller. Right, we also need at least 2 of those. So we can make these chain drives. We'll take you out of there, come down here. Going to... Now, I'm never entirely sure how this works. I think if I pop that in there, you then have to whack in, and that then becomes the direction of power, which is not really what I want. But you do get to do that. However, I need to do something different here, don't I? So I think I need another rotational chain drive. I need to bring this down one further. Like that. I'm going to need a gearbox. And another andesite casing. You see, this is why you need a machine to make andesite casing, just because of that. So I want the... Yeah, I think what I need is basically to do that with that. That going into there. One of those there. Then a couple more rotational chains there. That should do this trick for starters. It's not necessarily the most efficient way, and I'm not going to pretend that it is. But it's a way that for me works, so... Because then we can do that. You need to change direction, but that's fine. Maybe 64. That kind of maybe works. Get myself some andesite casing again. Like so. That we will need access to, because I'm going to have to come down here to work out the speed side of things. How do I want to do that though? Oh man. So that's an interesting conundrum. Alright, I'm trying to work out how to bring a mixer down into a thing with the blaze burner will have thing, blaze burner will be about there. That's simple enough. Just throw a bit of that in there, and then we'll chuck a stair in at that point so we can access the blaze burner. That's not a problem. It's how to get the power to here that becomes interesting. I'll do something like that again, I suppose. Not too bizarre, is it? We do something like that. With that, thing goes in, they drop into that, and then we have a depot here to take the output. Maybe. Alright, let me just continue working on this. I'll be back in a mo. Alright, I've realised I am running close to time. Well, running well over time. Close to time by my standards of time, because, you know, I have got kind of a messy thing going on here, which I'm not too upset about. Especially not with the fact that I think I can. Let me just see if I can't bring out the mills. Oh no, the millstone. Oh, it does. That's fine. So the millstone can go out here, and that's fine, and it'll sit there and work. Over here we've got everything except for that, and now we are overstressed. Okay, let's try, oops, no, let's try 32. Now that is fast enough. Excellent. So we'll whack a couple of blocks in there for now. We'll whack a couple of these in here. I mean, it has an interesting feel to it just because of that. You know, you've got that going on. This is all chunked along in the background. This is here. I brought 32 copper and 32. I can't remember what the actual capacity of this is, so we'll find out. If it's more or less than 32, then yeah, it is definitely 16. Okay, that's fine. So if I take half of that out, that should be enough to make. This is the only problem with the water power now, as it's actually quite weak, and you need to be getting into steam power ultimately. But for what I want to do here, this is probably enough. Going to reach the old blaze burner. We'll just keep him chugging away. Oh, hang on. I think we need to be taking that off, which so that might want to be a conveyor ultimately, but I mean, it could potentially, I suppose, be, well, we'll have to try, won't we? If I take a depot, will it work with a chest? I don't know. But we are getting the brass, which we need to make so many things for my mana system, so let's make it up to 64, and I'm happy enough with this as it stands. So yeah, I think on that note, we're going to call this one an episode. I didn't make as much progress as I would have liked in the create, but I did get, you know, not just do the create progress, but also had to go and make the building for it to live in. So as far as the space is concerned, we're in pretty good shape. Now what I may want to do is put some gear, some clutches, I think it's a clutch, in for these various things, so I can turn this entire line off, for example, when it's not in use, and maybe turn that off when it's not in use. Well, that's actually going to be quite difficult, because we're going to have space upstairs where we're going to have some other production lines, and there's only so much power to go round, so that in itself could be problematic. But yeah, let's see how we go. But on that note, thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you soon, and bye for now.